Connor the last 2 weeks?
He's been doing really well. You know, it's very coachable. He's a guy that doesn't have, he hasn't played much football at offensive line, so he's a continuous work in progress, but it's like a clean slate. You know, doesn't really have any bad habits. You know, every game there's probably a little wrinkle here or there that he hasn't seen before, that he has to learn from, but he's not an error repeater. He learns from his mistakes. He doesn't make very many, but if he does make any, he learns from it and he moves forward. And, I mean, he's just done a remarkable job for the amount of football that he's played, you know, in regards to offensive line. You know, I'm just really impressed with it, and I just think he's only going to get better. You know, but we're aware of what he is capable of doing. It's just from, you know, some of the things he's been through for the last couple of years, kind of try to protect him a little bit and make sure that we put him in a position to have a little bit of success early, you know, to get his confidence up. And in terms of not just his play, but in terms of having confidence that he had, you know, the physical ability to get through a game. And, you know, you can see just mentally, he's really got more comfortable. You know, he's not protecting or anything like that. I'm really proud of him. He's done a really good job.
I know you put Alex in for that one series on Saturday. How do you foresee the plans with him?
You know, it's just day to day. You know, he's working hard to try to get back on the field. He's close, I think, in terms of being healthy. And then we just, you know, I want to have continuity. You know, I don't want to have a lot of moving parts, especially with, you know, Connor being new to it. You know, Scotty's gotten comfortable. And I just, you know, if we have an issue or something like that, then maybe we'll address it. But until then, you know, just keep on working hard and we'll just see how it goes. You know, him coming back is day to day, and you know, in terms of how we approach it when he comes back, you know, we'll just deal with that when the time comes.
Is it a hard situation with a guy like that who's, you know, freshman All-American last year, and he goes out and then these guys do well, and it's not like you can. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's you feel for him a little bit, but at the same time, he's mature. He understands that he's not really healthy, you know, and so he has to push through it. You know, and just we have some guys that are healthy that are doing a pretty good job. You know, Scotty's gotten better every single week. You know, no one's really talked about him at all, but I think that's because he's not really messing up at all. You know, so he's doing a fine job. But, on the other side, you know, Malcolm just moved in there, but even before he went in there, Kenny was doing a pretty good job. So our whole thing was we want to create a competitive environment, you know, and that's starting to come to fruition. And as we get guys back and as guys, you know, get better this spring, you know, it's starting to build in and mold into what we envision.
With some of those holding calls the other day, it looked like it was just a matter of they were pass blocking, and then it was a scramble. And how do you kind of mitigate them, you know, not holding in that situation? When
just need more. I mean, you know, it's just sometimes you need more time. You know, just get finish the play out, and you can't anticipate when the ball's supposed to be gone or anything like it. Just do your job and do it to the best of your ability and do it to the whistle. You know, and sometimes it's tough. Sometimes those things are going to happen. You know, but I never make excuses for him, and I never tell him it's okay. You know, I'm gonna get on him just as if it was holding, you know, within the first 2 seconds of the play. You know, the case of the matter is we don't know what's going on downfield. We don't know what's going on behind us, and we just have to do our job. You know, and we have to play longer than the opponent.
Where's this guy gotten the most better? Or where have you noticed him?
Just pulling, not getting lost on pulls, being a little more decisive. You know, in the passing game, he is a little bit undersized. You know, the plan going into the season, honestly, was probably redshirting. You know, but because of out of necessity, I know people get frustrated with moving positions, but now you see why he moved positions, right? And so we lost a number of guys, and he had to go in there and fill in just like he did last year, and he's done a hell of a job. I mean, we're talking about he's going against a guy, Michael Brown, probably a first-round pick, and these guys are just shutting them, you know, pretty much, you know, doing a good job. You know, when I say shutting them down, but he's doing a fine job, and just he's just, you know, gotten confidence. I mean, that's the biggest thing, just being confident. You know, sometimes when he's pulling in the past, you know, he takes a while to make a decision, and sometimes the back will run into him or it closes up a little faster, but now he has confidence in not only his abilities, but his decision-making. And so it's enabled him to react a little bit faster, and in terms of that, able to him to use his suddenness and some of those things, you know, play a better leverage and all those things because he's reacting a little bit faster. And just, I'm just excited for him, you know, and just, that's just, eventually he'll go back to center, you know, but it's just another feather in this cap. You know, this is another guy that can help us down the road if we get in a situation. You know, just the more you can do.
Can you tell that he was saying that his brother's diagnosis has kind of been an inspiration to him in terms of, you know, playing better, more focused? Can you tell the
without a doubt.
difference?
Without a doubt. I mean, he's matured. Obviously, he's very young, but he's matured. But there's a certain level of focus, and you can tell that he's playing for something. You know, I mean, he's finishing every play. He's getting after this extra. Even in practice, the same thing. Today we have no pads on. I mean, he's flying around doing all those things. So you can tell he's playing with a lot of passion, more so than he did before. You know, he still played at a high level before in terms of getting after and real scrappy. But now it's just certain level of focus. It's fairly uncommon for somebody his age. You know, just really impressed with the coach today.
What have you seen out of Arizona's 3-3-5 defense? How do they like to attack that offensive line?
You know, they two gap up front. You know, they have single dog pressures. They'll bring smash. We saw that last week. We've seen it for a number of weeks going into it. You know, it's just we just got to stay the course, stay on track. You know, have success on first and second down. You know, so we're gonna get ourselves in certain situations, and you know, they're a solid front. You know, bend don't break. You know, we just got to do our thing. You know, going into it. It's the same thing every week for us. I mean, we do what we do. You know, it's just a matter of if we execute or not, and if we execute, we're really hard to stop. Cool.